I feel like the amount of laughing we've done already. It's going to be a fun one.
It's
Uh,
gonna be fun.
hello, beautiful people. How your spirit doing? Welcome to another episode of Peace Talks with Friends, and this is the final episode of the season. This season has been a lot of fun because I've had the opportunity of talking with people for a bulk of this season, and the conversations, the dialogue, the catching up. This is another person I haven't uh
Yeah.
I can't say we haven't seen each other, but we went to high school, and that's a very long time. A very fucking long time ago, and there's kind of so much to fill in between that gap of who you were 20 years ago, and who you are today. So let me go ahead and allow you to introduce yourself and share anything about yourself that you want people to know immediately.
I'm LaVeta. Hey y'all. And I like life. I love my life, like all of it. And even the trial part. So we'll just go. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a uh executive director of a nonprofit. Some fun stuff there and just living life, living my dreams.
First question: how long have you been married? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. Come in hot. It's been 17 years. 17 years. And it's been an adventure. I do like them today, though, in
That, hey,
general.
listen, that's important. Okay,
Day by day.
you gotta take it day by day. Um, this is a question I ask a lot on stage, and it's sort of developed into, here's what I think, right?
Hmm.
What do you feel like is the most common denominator between why marriages do not work out? I'm going to tell you mine, and then you can pick that apart, or you can say, no, it's this. Mine's is expectations. I feel
Oh,
like there are
that's a good
people, they
one.
get in these relationships, then they eventually get married, and there's this weird there's this weird conversation that they don't have with one another of what they think marriage should be, or what they think their marriage, what they want. And I feel like that is one of, or that's my number one. What do you think, or what's your opinion on the number one reason why marriages do not work out today?
No, that's solid. Vacation is another one, right? But that goes hand in hand with expectations. And most times, people don't really even know what they want, right? We have an idea of what we want, and then we, if somebody is falling short of that, we're like, "Hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you falling short?" And it has not been clearly communicated. But also, like people just there's not a lot of planning that happens before marriages, and I think that's a part of it. That's a part of it. So I would say expectations, but even like just root level, like what's the plan? What are you looking for in marriage? You know?
To be married for almost 2 decades, does it
Three.
get any easier? Like, is there like an autopilot? My eyes got very big. Is there like an autopilot phase? Is there a couple of years where like you throw away? Michelle Obama said something that I thought was incredibly profound, and I'm going to misquote it, but it was something to the effects of, been married to Barack for like 30 years or something like that, and if 20 of them out of the 10 were good years,
Yeah.
I'll take that. And I was like, that's life. Like, that's real marriage. So
Yeah.
yeah, is does it get easier? Is there any like things that you've learned that have helped you for that longevity?
So yeah, that's two questions. First, I'm gonna say we've been together since I was 16, so that's 24 years. Where I've been,
Ooh.
woo, woo, that's how I feel. But we've gotten divorced like twice, basically. so so yeah, there were like some solid years in there that was like, okay, wait, this not it. This is not what I'm looking for. But I think I heard this advice and I forget who gave this advice, but they were like the key to marriage is not wanting to break up at the same time. Right? So you gotta have one person who's like, you know what, we gonna stick with it. No, I'm not leaving. No, we're not done. Right? If you want the marriage to keep going. So you can't both want to quit at the same time. And that's kind of where we were. Like both times There was one time where he wanted to quit, and I was like, nope, nope, we're in this. No, you love me. And then the other time I wanted to quit, I'm like, I'm done. We're not good for each other. We're not compatible. And he's like, no, I love you. So I guess with my wisdom, take it for what it is. No, it doesn't get easier, but I think we all, to your second question, we all can choose to get wiser, right? That I think was the key in this last go round for me. Was I was like, hey, I'm getting wiser in my life. Like, if you want to come with me, then you're gonna have to come. We have to pull it together. And he, he's in his own ways doing that. Whew. You said it's gonna. You said it's gonna air.
First of all, I was not planning on starting that there at all. I was genuinely curious about how long you have been married. But I feel like there's some good gems in there. Where I wanted to start was actually, I wanted to start with your nonprofit that you funded in 2021, Labor Day. Your core values is something that you call the hero philosophy, and I want you to tell people what that is, and also like why that was important to be the foundation.
Yeah, so this is safer. Just of whether or not I get divorced again. This is a safer region for me. But yeah, so the hero values are health, education, relationship, and ownership. Let me back up. So the mission for Labor Day is to help people experience abundance in their lives, and we define abundance as life enjoyed, and life enjoyed in the community that you live in, right? So like right where you are, I don't have to go anywhere to like experience this good life, right? I don't have to do or be around a certain thing for me to thrive, right? So um and we do that by helping people with courses, education. I'm a life doula, which basically is a role that helps people through all types of hard life circumstances, right? So from childbirth to death, right? Like I can get in there with you and help you and support you and give you reinforcement. But the hero philosophy, or we call them values, are health. Like your health should be whole, right? Mind, body, spirit, soul. And the reality is there is no area that really focuses on all of those areas at one time, right? Like you have religion for spirit, right? You have the doctor's office for body, you have therapy for mind, right? But you really need it all in one spot to have like that fully supported and integrated experience, because a lot of people's health problems are because they have mental and emotional health problems, right? So um I guess the physical health problems. So nonetheless, education, we need to know what we need to know to experience the life that we want to have. And not everybody gets that up front, right? We kind of talked about planning. It's a really big thing. And most of us enter into adulthood without a plan, right? So we're teaching our kids without a plan, right? And so we're supplementing there. Relationships is another key area. And I'm also a mediator, which helps me to kind of help people have tough conversations, right? And to help people refine those relationships, whether it's parenting, professional, partnership, whatever it is, you can have healthy relationships. And then ownership, which we define as the life that you are accountable wherever you are, right? So ownership is not just financial standing. It is, hey, are you taking care of your business, right? Are you owning this life that you have? So those are the philosophies around it, and why it's so important. And I'm seeing amazing output from the people that are working with our organization like every day. I'm very grateful for it.
Congratulations to you. It seems incredibly impactful and also rewarding. It seems like you the spaces that you operate in, um, like you're not just one thing, and that's what I find fascinating. Like, is that something that came from? Oh, so maybe I don't have the question yet, so maybe it'll come to me. Uh, so I've been doing stand up comedy for 14 years. It'll be 15 next year, and not all 15 years I've been. Oh, thank you. not all 15 years I've been full time. I've been incredibly active, and it's been like a career. In those times, I wouldn't say I've gotten bored, but I've definitely wanted to challenge myself in new ways. So I became an ordained minister because I was doing a comedy show, and there was a there was a couple, and they were like, "Hey, can you marry us?" And I'm like, "I guess." So, and I sort of and then this podcasting thing is something that I I thought I had a passion for. Then it became kind of like a project, and I lost it, and now I'm back in it. And I guess what I'm asking is, like, during my time, I found different ways to, or I guess maybe reinvent myself, or rediscover things. Is that the same for you, and how you sort of expand all of these spaces that you work in?
Yeah, yeah. That has been a huge part of the experience. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a judge. And everybody around me was like, "You're going to be a judge." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be a judge." Right. And then I went to basically my fourth year of college. And I was like, "Ooh," I had an internship working with a city council representative. And they had a lot of interaction with judges and attorneys. And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to be, I don't want what they have." I don't like how they're living. I don't want that for my life. I don't want the stress. And it really had to do with like what I would have to do to continue on that path to become what I thought that was. So yeah, that was one like first step into society. And like, okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to keep it up? Then I went into corporate and did training. And I was like, "Oh, I'm really good at like educating people. Like, this is my wheelhouse." Right. And then went into financial services, and it was like expanded that because I wanted more money. Right. And it was like, this is great. And then, just very transparently, God was like, "Sit down." That was the first time. And I was like, "God, I can't sit down right now." I was made to sit down. I was forced. And then like I started to get back up, learning more about what I wanted to do, like intentional communities. That's a word that I didn't use to describe the nonprofit, but that's basically what it is, where it's a collective space for people who are like-minded, right? Who want to have a lifestyle that is supported, that is abundant, right? So basically, if you down, like you in Labor Day, right? And so, but in order to build that, I felt like you have to start with the people. Like you have to have people in that space of wholeness to be able to appreciate and live cohesively. So then all of the experience that I got from my educational training and like the financial world, I was like, okay, I'm going to put that on into all in one thing. But that was after I was made to sit down again because I'm kind of a high capacity individual and I won't stop sometimes until I have to, right? But in that second sit down, I had some health issues. And on my journey to healing, I had to learn, okay, these are the things that are important to my life, right? And somebody else could probably benefit from these things in their own lives. And just all this organization just came with like downloads and it was divine inspiration is what I feel, what I know. But it was a lot of which is this is what I thought you were going into, a lot of failure to get to it, right? But the failure that I experienced was really more so moving forward. It was like, okay, it's time to move on to this next thing. Paying attention to the cues, right? Being willing to learn the lessons quickly is what has helped me to get to this space to give what I'm offering. I hope I answered your question because I got into the weeds.
No, that, that was fantastic. I want to back up a little bit.
Okay.
This year
Okay,
you also. Oh no, please go.
can I say one more thing?
Yeah, of course. It's your episode.
So,
You can do whatever you want to do.
so as far as being a judge, like what I am being called to and how I'm being led to lead the communities that I'm leading, like this is the type of judge that I wanted to be in the first place. I found out I didn't want to be that type that I was learning, the type that our government has designed. That is not the type of judge that I was called to be.
Mm.
So, okay. Back to you. Back to you, Dave.
I wanted to I want to back up a little bit. You also turned 40 this year. This is our year 40, and you took a trip to Paris. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
I
It
wanted
was
to
amazing.
I wanted to know what was the highlight of that trip, and then this is a weird question, but I wanted to know because your birthday kind of almost falls like dead center of the calendar year. Is it like a reset for your birthday to be like? Is it June 1st?
Absolutely not. No,
Oh,
my birthday is February 3rd.
oh, I don't know what I said.
Who
Okay,
is that?
you know that makes me feel better because like my birthday is March 5th, and I feel
Okay.
like when your birthday is in the early part of the year, you kind of experience most of the year a new age. So it's like a brand new year. I have a best friend, Shanora, who her birthday is like in
Yes.
the November, and I'm like, you missed the whole year. Okay, like by the
Yeah.
time you 40, you got like a month and a half. So let's
They're
discard
really
that
missing
question.
out. Yeah.
Well, tell me about Paris, and then yeah, how did you feel about turning 40?
Okay, so I don't really Paris was amazing. It was amazing. Like it was I did this what is it called? Geocartography,
Mm,
right? Maybe astrocartography is what it's called. And it basically tells you like what are the places that are for you, right? As far as um where will you experience, growth and support and whatnot. And apparently Western Europe is a spot for me, right? But for me it was for emotional processing. So this trip was so it was so what is it? There's a word for like realizing. Like I learned a lot about myself and I was able to accept a lot about myself, right? One of the things is like the impatience that I've lived with most of my life, I don't have to do that, right? And this has been a theme for me over the past few years. But not only do I not have to do it, like everything that I want will come to me. Like, yes, I exert effort, set my mind to it, set my desires to it, and put my hands to it, right? But if I want it, like I just got like just just invite it in, right? Like the alignment, the frequency of abundance. Like I was feeling it a lot in Paris. Like everything from like it was raining and a guy handed me an umbrella, right? It was it was like just everything I need is going to be available to me. And no, I didn't have to pay for it. Like it was just a moment that the opportunity opened up. But my favorite part was I got to go through the city. They had I'll say two parts. The metro system is incredible there, right? And I like went from east to west, north to south of Paris, all around on their transit system. I got to see people and I got to go to all these different places and it was so accessible. Like that's basically get on the right train for your life and you will get to where you're trying to go, right? Like that's kind of, that was the theme of the trip for me. And I just got that just in this moment. That's good. And then the other thing was I went, yes, for me. Oh my gosh, this is the umbrella that I got in Paris. A random guy. What was he doing? For real, he like just gave me an umbrella. I was having a rough moment. He's like, "Here, take this. It'll make you happy." Person from America. And then I went actually for my godmother's her 65th birthday, and my mother and my godmother they've been friends for over 50 years. No, yeah, over 50 years, and just that trip I was able to serve her in a way that I hadn't before. Her birthday party was at a chateau, like on a villa, like in a castle, right? Like I was in a guest house, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful, amazing life, right? I would love for people to experience this in general. It was like slower paced. It was very satisfying. There were people cooking for us, and it was an amazing experience. And I ended up hosting her birthday party. That was not the plan. I found out like 2 hours beforehand, and she had 150 people coming to celebrate her. And I was able to show up for her in this space, all this love. And I really hadn't had a super consistent relationship with her, but she saw value in me. So her celebration became a part of my celebration. I was doing what I love doing, and serving people and hosting people and engaging. So it was amazing. Okay, just amazing. And you asked me for one, those are my two. It was transformative. It was no, it wasn't even transformative. It was like this is the way life is. I don't even know what the word is yet. I'll figure it out and tell you. But did I answer your question?
Yeah, no, you
Oh,
absolutely did.
40.
But yeah, that's I was gonna.
You asked me about 40. 40 is dope. I'm learning and I'm expecting to at some point um stop caring as much as I do. Like I've heard when you turn 40, like, like you get to stop caring as much. I'm not there yet. Like I'm still very empathetic and very, which is not apparently a part of like a Aquarius. That's what they call like February birthday month people. Like they're supposed to be like disconnected people, and I'm like, I'm not disconnected. Like I am so empathetic. I care so much about people's like little things, how they feel, and all of this. But apparently that's supposed to fall off in the 40s. So I'm looking I'm looking forward to that a little bit. Because I don't want to stress about, other people's issues that I can't, change or whatnot. So but I love it. I love being 40. And I still apparently look pretty young. Like I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I don't look 40 is what a lot of people tell me. And maybe I look immature. I don't know. I'm
No,
happy with it. I'm happy
I
with this
absolutely
40.
love I absolutely love looking young, but more
Mm-hmm.
importantly, like feeling young. Like that to me,
Yes.
for whatever reason, when we were in high school and someone said they was 40, it's like, good lord, like you lived
Right.
some lives. But really, it's I don't want to say the peak because I used to really put too much thought into like this is the best time of my life. This is the peak years. Now it's just I enjoy it, and I very much welcome age. I think that's just an incredible
Yeah.
blessing to make it this long, especially being where we're from. That was my next question. I wanted to know because community is such a huge like initiative almost. It feels like with what you do, did you always see yourself staying in Detroit, and when did you feel like this it was necessary to get involved?
So I've always I've loved Detroit, but I had a very different Detroit experience. I think my parents raised me very sheltered, right? So I didn't have a lot of street life experience. I think I lived in the ghetto. Like somebody could call it the hood. I was on Greenfield and Finkel growing up, which is it, it was chill. But for me, I had my books and I had like my bedroom, and that was really all I needed until I got a boyfriend, and then like my life kind of opened up in new ways. But yeah, my Detroit experience was all about from a young age like supporting people. My parents would have family members coming into town and like just staying with us, like not just staying with us but like living with us. People's kids would come and live with us when they were having hard times. And very active in church, very active in school. So community's always been a big deal for me. When I found out community was like a part of my purpose, because like even with wanting to be a judge, that's about giving back and like helping people to experience better lives. But then when I became probably 30 about around 30 years old, it was like I can't I'm already helping people all the time. Like that's the direction I think I want to go in. I think, and I knew it wasn't gonna be politics. I knew it wasn't gonna be like I'm not trying to be a pastor. Oh God, please, not a pastor. Uh, I'm not responsible enough. um but yeah, so that my whole life, but I started taking it seriously around, I'll say 35. Aware at 30, actively by 30, 32, 35. It was that time. I was ready.
We're pretty much almost out of time. I feel like
Oh
this goes so fast, and I've enjoyed this so much. There's one more question I definitely want to get in, and then I have like some quick, I guess, quick fire, quick rapid questions that I've never done before. So if it doesn't go well, I'll just cut it out of the episode. But they're just questions that I'm just intrigued to know, just in general. So we'll start with this. You in August, you were on the Motor City Radio, and you were doing this interview, and you talked a lot about a couple of things that I wanted to get to, but I don't know if we have time. You talked about having a great support group with your parents and then your siblings. And then you said something that I wrote down, and I don't know why, maybe because I've never heard it before in this way, but you said, hold grace in my heart. And you were talking about like having people where uh, things might go left as far as having certain relationships, or you just maybe thinking that you like thinking that maybe I'll have this type of support from these individuals, but I don't receive that. But you were like, hey, I still hold grace in my heart for them. I don't want to feel like, okay, F you or screw you, whatever, and be done. And I was just curious, is that something that you practice, or is that something that life has taught you?
It's something I practice because because people will be like, like, yeah, I easily disappointed sometimes. People can disappoint. Let me put it that way. Right. But yeah, I do practice this, number one, and most importantly is because I'm a very flawed individual. Right. And I know I mess up. I have oversight all the time, right? So I'm not going to harbor hard feelings to anybody else when I know that I can disappoint. I know my own capacity, right? I also learned how to not compare, right? Which kind of goes along with what you were talking about earlier with the expectations, right? The expectations that I have for people are to be human, right? And humans are fallible, and I am a human. So I just hold grace in my heart for that. I try my best to do that at all times. And you listen. Shout out to you. High five. Thank you. Did I answer your question? I think I did.
You absolutely did. Yeah, I think there's something about, again, what I've been trying to do with the podcast that's been a lot different. Initially, like the first several seasons, I just hit record. I would just talk, and sometimes you get great content, sometimes you don't. And what I realized is, just like with comedy, like the more preparation that goes into it, the better.
Yeah.
Like it's more quality, and at the very least, you're just more prepared. And when I try to have guests on, I want to learn something about them that I didn't know. And again, when you have a platform like yours, and you're doing all these things, and there's an opportunity to sort of I mean, it was a wild interview, but there was just some gems that I wanted to make sure I asked you about. So yeah, I think
Thank
where
you.
we're at in life is being able to, like, I feel like social media is just, I've said this a bunch of times, it's just windows to people's houses, and you get to like look in and see how they're doing. And it's been a pleasure with people like yourself, who I've always felt is like, you have such a warm and big heart, where I don't know if this is reaching, but sometimes I was feeling, and maybe this goes back to 2 years ago for the our 20-year high school reunion, which I miss, and that's another conversation that I like to talk
I'm
about
so
at
sad.
another time. Uh, but you
I'm
you were
sorry.
you do so much for others, and I was feeling like maybe like you weren't receiving that same type of love and support, and it seems like you are, maybe not in the same capacity that you give it out. But
Mm,
again, those were just things that stood out. And so when I get to see you do these things and move, it's like, I'm going to applaud, I'm going to cheer, and I'm going to watch
you.
people, I'm going to listen to their podcast, things like that. So uh
I appreciate you so
I went off
much.
on a
So much.
tangent.
Like,
But
recognize, like, okay?
all right, so these are just really random questions, and we'll end the podcast on this. But let me ask you, so is there anything else you wanted to cover that we didn't?
No, this was your show. I was like,
Okay.
we on an adventure. I did listen to both the B side and Peace.
Oh,
What
thank
is
you.
it? I've listened to
A
both
piece
of them.
of peace of
I listened
mind.
A Peace of Mind. I listened to them a long time ago, but then also I was like, let me prepare for this interview. Let me get Let me get his humor real quick. So you've been on the you've been on my phone for the past couple hours.
That is hilarious, and I appreciate. I'm gonna squeeze another question in because the two albums were done independently, and again, it's a long story, but the second one when it was the second one, side B, when it was released, it debuted #1 on Amazon and iTunes, and the reason why that's such a big deal is most albums, they have a record label and they have an agency and they have all these people that push these, they have this whole like entire engine that push these albums out through promotion and such and so forth. So when I was able to achieve that, I was like, not necessarily I could do this all on my own, but I had a great deal of pride in this accomplishment, and it still to this day is one of the best, like the thing that I'm most proud of, or one of the things that I'm most proud of that I was able to do. As far as success for you, what is one of those things that is just at the top? Like you look back and you're like, man, I can't believe I was able to do this or achieve this. I know you mentioned doing things that, and in my first album, I talked about celebrating small victories. And sometimes they're not necessarily, they don't have to be small, but you were talking about, hey, you were doing the voter registrations and you were going around Metro Detroit getting people signed up. And I think, what are some things, or maybe that one thing that you felt like this was an incredible win for me?
Ooh, I'm gonna say, let me tell you, I've lived a lot of life, and I've had like a whole lot of experiences that that could fit into that category. But I would say, real quick, my human children, seeing them, I was talking to my friend about this Saturday. They are the only things in my life that I'm never going to be done with. Right. And like my husband too. Like, but we talked about that. but like, they're what I offered to this world. Right. And seeing what they're creating with their lives, with the tools, they've had the most experience with me today, right? And seeing that I actually like these people. Like they're pretty dope. That feels good. That feels good. And I don't know, I think that is it. My
I love that answer.
The greatest
I feel like that's the best place to end the podcast, but do you want to do the questions just because you're here? Like, do you have to get going?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't. I thought it was an hour, so I'm fine. I did not read 6 to 6:30 is what you said, but go ahead. What is? I want to do it.
Yeah. The what again? You'll, when you hear this episode, like next or 2 months, whatever, like you'll see how much I cut it down because I realized the consumption time. Once you kind of go over that 30 minutes, it's depending on what you're talking about. Exactly. So I try to keep it. I try to edit it down between 20 and 25, but this one might be a challenge. But
I'm sorry.
But in a good way because it's fun. So these are just random questions, and I'm like when I have comedians on, I'll ask them their top 4 or their Mount Rushmore. I think I had somebody on, and it was a different field, and I had a fucking Jay and
Jennifer.
Yeah, I had Jennifer on. I asked her Mount Rushmore of singers, and I didn't know what what category that would apply for you, and I wanted to have like rapid questions for just any old person. So you don't have to elaborate.
Okay.
You can if you want, but I think for time, just whatever the first answer is, and maybe I'll just kind of mix up the questions as I go forward. But if you could be any animal, what would you be?
A whale.
Do you prefer to be liked or feared?
Neither.
But which kitchen utensil do you use the most?
A spatula.
That sounds sexual. Okay, let's just. I just want to say that. Okay. What? Which superpower would you choose if you can have just one?
Knowing what people think. What's that one?
Yeah,
mind reading.
Mind reading. Oh yeah. What is one thing you cannot live without?
Breathing.
And Last one. What is your favorite childhood memory?
I don't remember my childhood. Books.
Books in bed.
Books and bedrooms.
LaVeta, this was fantastic. I appreciate you not only making time, but just coming on and being open and honest and transparent. That's sort of how I live my life, and I would really enjoy if we just kind of connect from time to time more, whether it's through Messenger or Facebook or whatever, because I've enjoyed this a lot. So I appreciate you and thank you.
Thanks. Likewise, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.